We are back. We were just talking a little bit about Dino-vember and the dinosaurs coming to life, and so we wanted to talk about that just a little bit more. I will say it's been kind of funny in the office having a dinosaur running around, and I've had these Dino-vember starter kits, and so I had someone who came in to pick one up, and she brought her, I can't remember, I think her niece with her, and she came in and she's looking at Rory T. Rex in his full costume, and she's just kind of looking at him funny, and he roared at her, and she got so excited and came up and wanted to meet the dinosaur, and he's pretty sure he's Facebook famous at this point. So if you haven't seen it, I mean, you've got to. They've been really fun. Yeah,
they have been great. In Inspire Life Group, you guys know that we have Inspire Life Chiropractic, which my wife's been a chiropractor for, I don't know, 16 years now, probably. I don't remember how long. It's been a while. And we decided to do a dino family within the chiropractic office, going through their chiropractic wellness journey. And the videos that the girls at the front desk are doing are hilarious. They have the dinosaur sitting in the waiting room and swiping the credit card and making themselves cups of coffee and all the fun things we do in that office. But it has been a fun experience. We have a bunch of the starter kits at our office also, and several of my wife's patients are school teachers, and they took just stacks of them to hand out to just their families and the little kids. And I just like seeing people getting involved in it, and it's something fun. I think our office environment and attitude and the way we do things, we're serious, but we like to have fun and get things done, but do it in a fun manner that everybody's on board. And I know Indie Realty is a lot that way also, and I like how well we all work well together and have that same philosophy of, community and family first.
Yeah, and that's a big part of why I started doing the Dino-vember, and I started doing a lot of these little projects, is because it's something that I'm doing for work, but I'm also doing it for my kids. It's fun, and it's something that we can all do together. And, there aren't a lot of places where you can involve your kids in work projects. And it's really fun to be able to do that. And I have to ask the question, since the girls in your office are doing all these videos, who do you think's having more fun? You guys and the girls, or the kids who come?
I mean, people come to our office and like, oh, everybody's so young. And our front office staff is. I mean, I don't know if any of them are over the age of 22. But they are having a blast. They're having fun doing it. They're also learning about stuff in our office that they didn't necessarily know, because they're having to run through everything that we do, from acupuncture to massage to soft wave to all the different modalities that we have. And so they're also learning about that while they're doing it. But I get there early in the morning, and they come in a half hour early to film stuff, and they're crawling around on their hands and knees on the floor with dinosaurs. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a bunch of little kids.
It's so fun.
It is fun.
I have people asking me to. I had somebody post on one of the pictures that I had of, I can't even remember what scene I had set up, but something that the dinosaurs had done. And they asked the question, who enjoys Dino-vember more, you or your kids? I'm like, it probably varies from minute to minute. We all have fun.
Rachel, my wife, was skeptical about it, but after she saw the first video and saw what we were doing, she was, on board also, talking about it. There's little dinosaurs all over the office. We had a pterodactyl flying over the top of the coffee maker.
Well, I mean, it really resonates with me. So first off, I love doing everything with the kiddos, and your the video of the kiddos first helping out with the food drive was just unbelievable and just melted my heart. And I love when they're in the office, all the time. But it resonates with me, and so I could tell you, John, I am very, very far north of 22. But I was a dinosaur kiddo, man. I was like, when I was in elementary school and doing my research projects, and they were always dinosaur based and stuff like that. So I look at Noah and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this kid is me. And it's so much fun. And I haven't changed. Like, for example, I am so looking forward to the new Godzilla show on Apple coming out in just a couple days that I can barely contain myself. So it's good to stay young.
Well, see, the difference, Don, you and I, we didn't have these dinosaur heads that roar and light up, and we didn't have these colorful plastic you and I had the wood dinosaurs. You had to break out of the mold and snap them together. I played with wood toys. So,
well, I mean, Montessori toys right there, that's what everything is. So,
right. Exactly.
You got the smart toys. I think it's been a lot of fun. Did you see the video of Bethany as the roofer?
I did not. I haven't seen it.
It was
yet.
a really good one. She had like fairy wings on that light up.
That's what I saw.
And,
yes.
She said, like, I flew up on top of the roof and everything looks good. And it was just a lot of fun. It's cool to be able to involve both of them in that.
It's
and
so
she
great.
was so excited.
And then they go home and they play and they tell you that they're going into the office to do real estate work. And it's just unbelievable.
And when you approached me about it, what I liked about it best is it's a great way to explain what we do, which quite frankly is boring subject matter. I mean, talking about real estate and talking about mortgages is just boring. But you came up with a great way where people can watch a video that's entertaining and get the tidbits they need to know about the home buying process and what happens during those 30 days. And I think that's the really cool part about what you created is it's a fun way for people to understand and learn from industry experts that are going to give it to you correctly what the process is like.
Well, and I am going to compile all these videos at the end into something because of exactly that. I feel like for someone who's curious about the home buying process, it's so cool to be able to watch it, beginning to end and to see all these interesting things that happen during the transaction. But you never know in real estate transactions, sometimes interesting things pop up, and it's really good to know that you have professionals who can handle those interesting things that pop up and work through it and be able to get to the very end and have you get your home or sell your home, whichever side you're on.
We haven't made it to the point where Rory calls me and wants to quit their job, have we?
No.
Rory has to tell you that he bought a car 3 days before closing.
I do need to, we are going to go to a car lot and I'm going to record him walking around looking at some nice new cars.
Oh, gosh.
And then John's going to have a panic look on his face.
I mean, while we're on the subject, I mean, anybody that's out there currently looking to buy a home or in the process, do not pull your credit, do not buy a car, do not quit your job, do not transfer money from one account to another. Just put all that stuff on hold until you have the keys in your hand to your new house.
I think that these were old school concepts that got lost, in the run up to 2007, 2008. We all know what happened then, and guidelines had changed, and people just took for granted that things weren't how they used to be. Like when I bought my first house, which was getting to be a heck of a long time ago, it was. You were told don't move anymore. You were afraid to do anything. Like you're afraid to go to McDonald's, and spend any money. So it was interesting that those concepts got kind of lost, and now they're back. I mean, you have to source everything that comes into your bank account and goes out of your bank account, and people are surprised by it.
Well, something that I've been in the mortgage industry long enough, and something that happens during these ups and downs in rates. When rates get really, really low and the market's on fire, the underwriting guidelines are still there. They just become suggestions and people ignore them. When rates go up and the market is not as stable, all of a sudden they're no longer suggestions, they're guidelines, and they go overboard on them. And so the underwriting of loans kind of follow this peaks and valleys of interest rates.
And it's easy to do. I mean, we've had people get excited that they're about to close on the house, and so they go to the local furniture store and they run up $10,000 worth of furniture purchase that is set to be delivered the day after closing, which is now not going to happen because they just ran up a $10,000 credit card.
Well, and I don't think our industry's bad in we don't explain everything we're supposed to. And I mean mortgage industry doesn't explain what they should. I do, but a lot of LOs don't. And I don't think the public understands that credit report we pull, it repulls every day. It's not another hit, but every day we look again. Did they have another inquiry? Did they go buy a car? Did they do this? We know the minute you run your credit for something, we're notified instantaneously that you're buying something.
There's no secrets out there. There are no secrets out there anymore. So,
but I have had so much fun doing November with you. Thank you for introducing us to it. It's great. I plan on doing it every year as long as you want to continue doing it.
Yeah.
I'm now wondering if we need to come up with another species, have Fish February or something, but
that would be hysterical. Well, you guys definitely reach out to the Johnson Smith team and reach out to Danielle. And how do they do that, Danielle?
You can reach Raymond Smith at 520-904-7711, Sandra Johnson at 520-850-1725, or Danielle Johnson at 520-373-6864. And then Don, do you want to give your number as well? And
Yes, certainly. You can reach me. I'm Don Geisler. I'm the designated broker and CEO of Indie Realty. I'm at 520-869-2376.
and John.
And I am Jonathan Spur. I am the RI and owner of Inspired Life Mortgage. Best way to get a hold of me is 520-247-3610.
And if you call any of us, just know you've got a really good team of professionals who are going to work together and who are going to make sure that you accomplish your real estate goals. We are here to help you, and we'll be there all along the process.
And I'm excited for anybody to reach out to Danielle and see some of the stuff that she's doing and really see it with your own eyes. We've been talking about it for a while, but see it with your own eyes. And she is as wonderful of a real estate professional as she is with a creative marketer and a mom. So reach out to her.
Yeah, thank you for that, Dawn. So we also would like to thank our sponsors of the I Am Real Estate Show, Pioneer Title Agency, Indie Realty, Inspired Life Mortgage, Rego Pest Prevention, and Power Solar. If you use one of our sponsors, please let them know that the Johnson Smith team sent you. And as always, we are, the Johnson Smith team, offering free home valuations. So if you would like a home valuation, give us a call. You could send us an email at johnsonsmith@indie-realty.com. We'd love to help you out. We'll see you next week.
You might be surprised at that home value. Check it out.